Hi. Hello. Hi. Thank you very much, President Chop. I want to confess that I almost wasn't going to speak today. As you were lining up to enter the amphitheater, I was deeply shocked and embarrassed to see that not only did everybody else wear the exact same black dress as me, but we all decided to go for the exact same burlap sack style cut. Vanity aside, I want to say good morning and extend my sincerest congratulations to everyone here. Congratulations, class of 2013. Congratulations and thank you to the deans, staff, faculty, and families who cared and nurtured for our minds and bodies as we developed and grew to this point in our lives. We are all here to celebrate a moment that will take place in front of you, right here on this stage, with a shake of a hand and, according to urban legend, a shift of the tassel. We will conclude our careers as Swarthmore students and start on the next stage of our lives, whatever they might be. Merriam-Webster's online dictionary defines graduation as a mark on a vessel or instrument indicating degrees or quantity. There were other definitions, but my SWAT net went out right before I got a chance. Right before I got a chance to write them down, so I want to use my time here with you today to explain what this day means to me. To help do so, I'd like to take a moment and tell a joke with you. Don't worry, it's educational. It's a knock-knock joke, which I can tell by everyone's groans of enthusiasm. There they are. You're very excited to hear. But this setup is a little different than the traditional structure. I'm going to request a favor of all of you and ask that you start the knock-knock portion. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Knock, knock. Who's there? We should have built that into the practice, I'm sorry. All right, I just want us to remember what happened. I want us to remember that moment, what it felt like. We'll return to it later, but for now, let's hold on to that. I think we can all agree it's rather uncomfortable to feel like you're on the spot and expected to come up with a response you didn't immediately have. This was an artificial and controlled scenario of discomfort, so I felt certain that no one would get injured or be duly unharmed in the process. I just want us all to have that sensation fresh in our minds, because I think it's one that many of us graduates are experiencing. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day soon and for the rest of our lives. As the culminating event of roughly 17 years of formal education, graduating college and doing whatever comes next can seem like a make-or-break moment for the trajectory of the rest of our lives. After today, some of us will get to move to new and exciting cities in pursuit of jobs, fellowships, and for the truly masochistic among us, graduate school. We'll sign our first leases, learn what security deposits look like, and that the term "don't let the bed bugs bite" is easier said than done. Others of us will return to the embrace of home and the complimentary contours of the full-body indentation imprinted on our parents' couches as we watch Dawson Creek reruns and tell ourselves, I don't want to wait for my life to be over either. But no matter where we find ourselves, there are going to be plenty of times when we feel uneasy or like we don't know what we're going to do next. Where we go and what we do after today might feel like defining choices that will have profound consequences on our lives. This, simply put, is a terrifying thought, and one that I fortunately don't think is true. The biggest risk that we face today isn't making a wrong choice, it's making no choice. When faced by the expansive abyss of the unknown, otherwise known as the future, without a carefully laid out plan, the only thing to do is act. Move forward, or move backwards, or move to the side. Maybe shimmy a little. The good news is that this isn't anything new for us. We have dealt with issues of profound unpreparedness before and come out unscathed. We have been exercising remarkable prowess, resiliency, and ingenuity by staring down moments of ambiguity for years. Today should be no different, and we should know that we can act confidently, no matter what we do. But when were those difficult decisions made? What were those moments of not knowing? To prove my point, I'd like to take you on an oral odyssey through time to these very instances of the unknown. This is a journey that starts long before Swarthmore, long before we took our first steps off the then R3 SEPTA train at the foot of McGill Walk, stared up at Parrish with twinkling eyes of anticipation and anxiety, and thought to ourselves, do I really have to walk up this every time I come to campus? I want to take us all the way back to the womb. Admittedly, a different kind of bubble than Swarthmore, but stick with me. A splash. You're awash in amniotic fluid. You twist and turn, not knowing which way is up and which way is down. You try to make out various foreign, disparate sights and sounds from beyond the darkness. For those of you whose experiential memories don't stretch quite that far into the past, we can also refer to this stage as high school, which I feel parallels the same kind of feelings of confusion and disorientation. At some point during your intellectual gestation at this period, you encounter an idea, a teacher, or a peer that sparks your curiosity. From out of the darkness, you start to see something resembling a way out until your interest and desire provides enough momentum to propel you onward and out. Now, there are some very notable similarities between us when we come out of the womb and when we came out of high school and started our freshman year at Swarthmore. We looked more like aliens than actual human beings. Our heads were, if not physically, then egotistically, too big for our bodies, and we still had a lot of growing up to do. Instead of learning to count our numbers, we learned to count the number of days between when Sharples would bring back s'mores pockets for dessert. Instead of learning to walk, we learned the exact number of minutes it would take to run from our beds and make it on time for our 8:30 a.m. class on the 3rd floor of Kohlberg. Instead of learning how to talk, we learned the rhetoric of Swarthmore, the SWAT swivel, SWAT 15, swoggles, and that Thursday is the night of pub night and will forever be pub night night. But this process of maturation was far from smooth. For most of us, it was a very rocky road with plenty of confusion and self-doubt along the way. Going through both freshman year and puberty are very strange times, and no one really knows how to handle it or really what to do. We had a long way to go, but didn't have a set path or plan before us. But instead of waiting, we forged ahead. We encountered new challenges, like hair growing in strange and awkward places, or trying how to properly format MLA footnotes. We also did things we weren't entirely proud of. We wore Axe deodorant body spray to junior high dances. Sorry. We bragged about our pre-Swarthmore accolades and proudly displayed the medal we won for coming in 5th in the state topiary competition back home. We had misguided ideas about what we were doing and who we were going to be. Come on. We dressed up for Paces parties. Fortunately for us, the story of our growth and development does not end there. And the only reason why it doesn't is because we didn't. We fought through the most bitterly awkward moments of unfamiliarity and ended up doing all right for ourselves. We've had to deal with these instances of the unknown and many others throughout our lives, and only have more to look forward to. That's the hard truth of the matter, and a conclusion I hope doesn't scare you and leave you quaking in your dresses. As we stare into the ambiguity of what will come next, all we have to remember is to act. As long as we keep knocking and someone keeps asking, who's there, we must strive to do something. Anything. When someone asks who's there, let them know. Shout, or whisper, or sing, or vogue, or spit. Just not right now. From under the weight of this perceived pressure, it can sometimes feel easier to do nothing and just wait. And wait. And wait a little longer just because you would hate to be rash and make the wrong move or the wrong decision and miss the chance to make the right decision. Graduation isn't a day for us to start doubting ourselves and our ability to make choices. Today is a day that should stand as a testament to the fact that we handle the unknown pretty well. We've grown and changed. And after today, we will continue to grow and change. The future isn't a distant place that we have to prepare for. It's here. It's now. And then it's gone. The only thing left to do is act. Thank you very much.